Lately, Neptune has been on the news because of something particular that was found around Neptune, discovering another moon. But they claim that there is a moon that had a very similar story to Triton. So let's talk about it. What is this new object, this new moon, and what can we say about its orbit, and what can we say about its story? Well, let's talk about it. Welcome to the Chris Nation 4 channel, and let's get started. So, Neptune has now 16 confirmed moons, including the largest moon of all, Triton. And I can say about Triton, because I think I've done a video about the Triton thing, kind of how Triton came to be and why it orbits Neptune backward. But we want to reiterate that video and actually explain this in a new explainer for this video because we're talking about another object that may have actually have the same storyline and also is connected to Triton. So May 20th, in a journal called Science Advances, uh, they are providing insights of this new moon. This research proposed that one of the oddballs has a very wide eccentric orbit, and also it could possibly orbit the other way, just like Triton, and it's called Nereid. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. It's Nereid, Nereid. Is a survivor of an impact just when Neptune captured it, but also this was a providing the same storyline that how Triton was actually proposed to, you know, was pulled out and then was forced the other way. So let's explain this hypothesis, and it's called the binary capture hypothesis. Well, what is the binary capture hypothesis? And I think we know what to do. Whiteboard time. So, understanding with this, most of the moons in our solar system were once captured objects. For example, take Mars. Mars has two moons, and the moons are Phobos and Deimos. Phobos is the largest one out of Mars's moons, only spanning about 11 kilometers. And then Deimos, with only being at least like 4 kilometers wide. So they were once captured from the asteroid belt, but that was also an influence between two objects, so Mars and Jupiter, because the asteroid belt runs between Mars and Jupiter, and it's supposed that these objects fell out of the asteroid belt and it was captured by Mars. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune have moons. Jupiter has moons that are mostly captured objects, and they were formed the way they were because they range from biggest to smallest. And most of those moons, especially with those gas giant moons, are pretty much very, very tiny, except for the main moons that we know so well. For the four Galilean moons, Titan from Saturn, we know about those, but most of the other moons are just so tiny. And they said those were captured objects that was forced in a weird orbit around their planet. Uranus and Neptune have moons that are also captured. Neptune has a large moon called Triton that orbits the other way around, is very eccentric. But Proteus is the second largest moon, but it's very, very tiny. It's almost square-like. So just that Neptune captured Proteus or whatever, from the Kuiper Belt objects, but also pulled in Triton. But there is another moon that new research has described, and this is what we call the binary capture hypothesis. Well, what's the binary capture hypothesis? Well, it's what happens when you have a planet exerting gravitational force. And since Neptune is near at the very end of our solar system, the 8 planets, and we have objects like Pluto in the system and the Kuiper Belt system, and Neptune's outward force does disturb the orbits of the Kuiper Belt objects like Pluto and the dwarf planets out there. So Triton, in this other supposed moon that they're researching, was a object in the Kuiper Belt. So this is Triton, and this is Nereid. And due to the exertion force of Neptune, it disturbed these orbits and sent most of the Kuiper Belt objects in these weird orbits. And that's why most of the dwarf planets have these eccentric, elongated, and highly tilted orbits as you get further and further out of our solar system. So Neptune's exertion forces pulled 2 objects towards Neptune, but also this gets really crazy, because suppose that Triton was pulled out and then had a twin, and then that's Nereid. And suppose that they had a collision course with each other, and then it was sent Nereid on a different path, and it sent Triton the other direction. So that's kind of how Neptune caused the directions to be so different, and how Nereid and these other little objects were forced in Neptune's orbital path. So that's the binary capture hypothesis, and that's what talks about with Nereid, and also the story of Triton. So I hope you guys love this little explainer video about this new supposed moon of Neptune, and it kind of describe how it connects to Triton's story, because it is the twin brother of Triton that was pulled out of the Kuiper Belt because of Neptune, and they had a collision course where it sent them in 2 opposite directions around Neptune's orbit. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, keep exploring.